So friends, next portion which we have to discuss is, so in the last class we have discussed intermittent load. That means the motor loads and unloads in frequently, again and again. Loaded, unloaded, and that cycle repeats. Correct, no? In which intermittent load means continuously heating and cooling takes place. And I welcome you to remember the formula which you have derived in the last class. So what is the formula which you have derived in the last class? Theta SS by theta max is equal to 1 minus exponent of minus bracket. Two terms are there. One is TR by tau R and plus another term is TS by tau S. Correct. This divided by 1 minus exponent of minus TR by tau R. So now this is the load. Now I have to see the frequency of intermittent load operation. That means we know that so it is a periodic duty in which it heats for some time, after very less time, not much time, very small amount of time, again it cools, heats, cools. So we have to find the frequency of operation. That means how many such cycle, heating and cooling cycle can happen in 1 hour or something like that. That's what we need to find. That frequency we need to find. Frequency, how many frequency of switching we have to derive. So this is the basic equation. So you know that this is also theta SS by theta max is also proportional to or equal to P1S divided by P1R. Got it. Now one point you have to note here, or one approximation you have to make, is that here the starting and breaking time during running, you know, when it has to run means starting has to happen, then run for some time, then breaking, it stops. So in every starting and stopping or standstill, there are two things associated. One is starting and breaking operations. So this starting and breaking operations time are comparable to running time, but it will be very small compared to time constant tau R and tau S. I hope you understood. So I can, because of that, I can approximate e raised to minus x by its series, expansion of series 1 minus x. So this approximation I will bring for both e terms, this e term as well as this e term. So tell me what will come? P1S by P1R is equal to 1 minus, this is full minus, no? 1 minus x, that means this full term. I hope you understood. Clear? So this 1 minus is there. This is, instead of e raised to minus x, it is 1 minus e raised to minus x can be approximated as 1 minus x. Okay, 1 minus x. Instead of e raised to minus x, it is 1 minus x. So this term. So TR by tau R plus TS by tau S. Clear now? So this full divided by denominator also I will do the same thing. 1 minus 1 minus TR by tau R. I hope understood. So 1 minus 1 goes, this 1 and this goes, and minus minus becomes plus. So I will do in the same step. So this will become this much. 1 minus 1 goes, and minus into minus will become plus. I hope you understood. Similarly, here also 1 minus 1 goes, and minus into minus will become plus. So it becomes like this. Is it clear? Now I will do the cross multiplication. I will do cross multiplication. So P1S into, I will do cross multiplication, or I will directly do also, no problem. I can find I will do cross multiplication. So this and this, so P1S into P1S into P1S into TR by tau R is P1R into bracket TR by tau R plus TS by tau S. I hope you understood. Now I will bring P1R here, or I will find, no problem, anyway I can do the simplification. P1S into TR is cross multiply. P1R TR, tau, when it goes here, tau R and tau R will cancel, plus again P1R bracket operation, no. So TS I will write first, then tau R will go here, correct. So tau R by tau S. So this is the formula. So what is the formula? Once again I will write P1S TR is equal to P1R TR plus P1R into tau R by tau S into TS. So this is the formula. Now what is this P1S into T? P1 means it's a power loss, no? Into T. Power into time is what? Energy. So what is the left hand side term? This is the total loss of energy in each cycle of intermittent load. This represents this. Now what is P1R into TR? What is P1R into TR? It is the amount of energy dissipated per cycle. That means rate of dissipation per second being P1R during running time of TR. Correct. This first term is that amount of energy dissipated per cycle. That means rate of dissipation per second. Correct. Second during which time? TR time means running time. Plus this is during standstill time. That means cooling time. So energy balance comes. So the dissipation happens during running and standstill. That means total is coming as the energy loss per cycle. It is correct now. So energy balance equation is obtained. So this gives energy balance equation. Now this we are considering only TR. Now I have to consider energy loss because of starting, which we will call it as ES, and breaking energy we will call it as EB. There also we will have energy loss. So I will add that. P1s into TR. So running happens after starting. So I will first add ES. ES means energy loss due to starting. So I'll take a new file. So during starting, energy loss happens. Then energy loss during running. So that is what I got as P1s into TR. Plus braking also some energy will be lost, no? EB. So this we had last equation, correct. Now ES, it is due to starting, correct. That I will call it as, it is related to running loss, it's some percentage. So I will call it as gamma TST, where TST is the starting time. So it is proportional to P1R, that's why a gamma term comes. Understood now? Now we have P1s TR, that is last equation. That becomes a last equation. What is that? P1R TR plus P1R, remember no? Tau R by tau S into TS, plus we will have another equation because of braking, EB. That is also proportional to P1R in another proportional way. So P1R into beta, and it is due to braking. So braking is going to stand still. So I will take it as TB. So these are the equations. So I will write it as ES plus P1s TR plus EB is equal to, everywhere right side P1R is common, right? So P1R into first term gamma TST, second term only TR, okay. So this I will take another constant instead of so instead of taking this term, I will change. I will take another term. I will assume it as gamma only, like starting only. The standstill also happens because of the same constant we will assume. Okay, gamma TB. Then I will write this term. This part I will consider it as beta. So beta TS. This equation you have to by heart. Okay. Now remember what is beta? Tau R by TS. Where beta is tau R by tau S. So tau R by tau S is beta. Okay. Now we have 4 times. So F. So gamma is always chosen to be 1 plus beta by full by 2. And frequency of this intermittent cycles in hours, we have to take in hours, is given by, since it is in hours, we have to write how much seconds? 3600 seconds by all the times. What all times present? T start, then T run, then T break, finally cooling, means standstill. And we know that if you reduce the loss during starting, braking and running, we will be able to increase the frequency. And how can you do this? How can you reduce the loss during starting, then running and braking? Some control techniques are required. For DC motors we use armature voltage control, and for AC motor we use variable frequency control. Somehow we can adjust this frequency. Another option is dissipation can be reduced by ventilation, like cooling, air cooling, etc. So some such methods of ventilation can also increase this frequency. I hope you understood. So here we have many operations. Take that problem, read that problem. It's a lengthy problem, that's why I'm not writing here. So I will read that problem, just listen. What is given? A thyristor converter fed DC motor has the following specification. Rated armature current is how much? 500 amps. Armature resistance is 0.01 ohm. The drive operates on, first is acceleration. What do you mean by acceleration? It is what? Starting. Acceleration stands for starting. So let us find starting energy loss. So you can read that it happens for 10 seconds. Then we have to take the power. Power is acceleration at twice the rated armature current. Twice the rated armature current is 500. Correct. So double armature current is 1000 square into I square R is power 0.01 plus also this constant loss. And see, in the question I have given core loss is 1 kilowatt. Core loss is how much? 1 kilowatt means 1000 watt. Core loss should be added everywhere. So this will give you 110 kilowatt into second. I'm not writing in terms of joules. Now similarly, third part, deceleration at twice the rated armature current. That means deceleration is also like this only. That means EB is equal to deceleration occur for 10 seconds at twice the armature current. So 1000 square into 0.01 plus that core loss or constant loss or core loss. So that is also 110 kWs. I hope you understood. Now I will take P1S into TR. P1S is running. Running is at normal condition. Running at, see the second part, running at full load. Running. P1S into TR means running time you have to consider. So running time is is 10 into P1S. So when the running happens at full load means 500 is the current into 0.01 plus again core loss 1000. So this will come 35 kWs. I hope you understood. Now I will go for idling interval. We don't have to consider. Idling interval we don't have to consider. Now I will find running P1R. P1R means running power. So what is P1R? Power, I don't have to consider energy. 500 square into running at full load. 0.01 plus 1000. So that means 3.5 kilowatt. Now I will find question given beta is 0.5. I told you how to take gamma. What is that? 1 plus beta by 2. So 1 plus 0.5 by 2. Answer is 0.75. Correct. Now substitute in that equation. What is that? P1S TR or 110 means ES plus P1S TR, that is 35 plus next EB, that means 110 is equal to P1R. how much you got? 3.5 into gamma. Gamma is what? 0.7. Starting time means acceleration time means 10 plus TR running time means running at full load for 10 seconds. Next, gamma So gamma means 0.75 into TB means deceleration time 10. Okay, plus beta 0.5. TS means TS is not breaking time, it is standstill time. It is not given how much time is standstill time, means unload or cooling time is not given, but in this case they have given running time. That means TR they are given, TS not given. From this I should be able to get TS. So 110, this all you add, take this, take this, so this all you add, okay, and into 3.5 plus 3.5.5 TS. From that I will be able to get TS as 95.7 second. This is TS. Okay. Now I will take F max in second as in hour means 3600 seconds. Okay. So all TS you have to, or T you have to add. So acceleration time is 10. Running time also 10. Now we got braking time also 10, and standstill time is how much you got? 95.7. Since we have taken 3600 here, it is per hour. So 28 point, this answer is 28.64 per hour. So 3600 if it is taken, it is per hour. If 3600 is not taken, 1 by is taken, it is per second. So always go for per hour. That's better.